Good afternoon, I'm Raylene Ramsey. This is your afternoon news fix for Thursday, the 19th of September. MPs are thrashing out the third reading of the bill to ban gang patches, which is due to pass this afternoon. It includes the two last-minute changes, extending the ban to being visible in cars and the homes of repeat ban offenders. Justice Minister Paul Goldsmith says gangs peddle misery and intimidation, and a firmer response is needed.
And this government is determined to give police and the courts the powers they need to deal with them.
Labour's Duncan Webb's attacked extending the ban to repeat offenders' houses.
No one is intimidated by a gang patch in someone's top drawer.
The Police Association says cops don't have the resources to routinely search gang houses. Association President Chris Cahill says the new measures may work as a preventive measure, but gang warrants are resource intensive.
These are going to be significant sort of operations required, so they won't be routine by any stretch of the imagination.
Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has fired up over questions on the National Gangs List. Police have changed how they track the number of people on the list after critics pointed out flaws in its methodology. It coincided with a government push to reduce gang numbers. Chris Luxon was pressed on this issue today while outlining plans to recruit more police and expressed frustration with the line of questioning.
Well, guys, no disrespect, but it's not about the frickin' targets. It's actually about the outcomes, and the outcomes here are actually reducing violent crime.
The government is one step closer to meeting police force goals after announcing 500 additional officers. 160 are committed to community patrol teams and 77 to disrupting gang operations. 260 positions are dedicated to public safety, youth policing and tactical response. Police Deputy Commissioner Jevon McSkimming says they were behind on recruitment when the government came to power last year.
Before this government come in, we had no expectation of extra officers, so the fact that it is, we need these officers in the front line focusing on the most violent, the gangs, and in front line and doing beats.
Corrections is investigating allegations of illegal activity out of Christchurch Men's Prison Workshop. It's claimed gang members have been manufacturing motorcycle accessories and then taken off-site. Courtney Winter reports.
The engineering workshop's been closed and police have been notified and 2 prisoners have lost their jobs. Custodial Services Commissioner Lee Marsh says corrections are carrying out a site-wide review to identify and stop any illegal activity. He says inquiries continue into whether any staff were involved.
A second wallaby species has been discovered in Northland after going undetected for decades. Landcare researchers' genomic sequencing reveals Palmer wallabies have been in the Bay of Islands for potentially more than a century. Wildlife ecologist Andrew Veal says they look similar to the invasive Dharma wallabies. He says Palmer wallabies could possibly have a greater impact on native biodiversity and forestry. In sport, Vice-Captain Adi Savia is determined the All Blacks will show resilience against the Wallabies in Sydney on Saturday as they try to bounce back from 2 consecutive defeats. New Zealand Rugby are refusing to loosen All Blacks eligibility laws to include players plying their trade overseas, explaining it's to keep domestic competition strong and help New Zealand-based players. Ryan Fox admits there's extra pressure being grouped with golfing legends Rory McIlroy and Justin Rose for the opening 2 days of the BMW PGA Championship at Wentworth. I'm Raylene Ramsey and that is your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.